So yesterday I made a short video about the fact that xDefiant seems to be teaching a lot of people that they're not as good at video games as they thought they were. And this video is blowing up. I think on TikTok right now it has over 140,000 views, and I'm already starting to see a conversation spark up within the gaming community. So I wanted to take some time and explain my thoughts more and just kind of make a longer video going on to the real problem that people seem to be having with xDefiant. You see, for those of you who don't know, xDefiant is a new first-person shooter that is made by a bunch of old Call of Duty developers for Ubisoft. It's free to play, and one of the big features that they have been marketing is the fact that this game has no skill-based matchmaking. However, since this game came out, on social media everywhere, from Reddit to Twitter, you have seen people just complaining that this game is just as sweaty as cotton. They see absolutely no difference between skill-based matchmaking and no skill-based matchmaking. These players will win one or two games, and then all of a sudden they'll get absolutely dog-smacked by players that are just way better than them. So to them, there's no difference between this and skill-based matchmaking. I mean, that's exactly how skill-based matchmaking is supposed to work. It's supposed to let you win a couple games. However, every once in a while, it gives you a reality check. But I can assure you there is no skill-based matchmaking in this game unless you play the welcome playlist or you play the ranked mode, and that's exactly how video games should be. Unranked mode should be a free-for-all where you encounter players from all levels. That way people can actually enjoy the game. They don't have to try hard all of the time. They can try new loadouts. They can goof around. It's easier to level up weapons, and it's just way more enjoyable overall. And the people that think this game has skill-based matchmaking and they're complaining about the lobbies and saying that it's just as sweaty as Call of Duty, the truth of the matter is that they're just not as good as they thought they were. Because you see, people who are actually good at the game, some of the top first-person shooter players out there, the gameplay is way different. For them, they have been racking up massive kill streaks. If you have a 4-man group, you have people out there dropping 50+ kill games. Heck, even if you go in solo, just playing by yourself, you can get into lobbies there where you'll just drop like 50 to 60 kills. And that's because there is no skill-based matchmaking. These players are not being held back by some algorithm that tells them how many games they can win before they put them in an impossible match. By most of the time, giving them players on their team that have absolutely no thumbs. And I'm part of the second group. I don't want to brag, but I used to play professional Call of Duty back in Call of Duty 4 during the online circuits, and my team always made it into the playoffs. I was one of the top 10 free-for-all players in most of the online Halo games, and then on top of that, I used to even stream PUBG, and I was top 5 solo in that as well. So I'm very good at games. So I have massively been enjoying xDefiant because I don't have to deal with the skill-based matchmaking, and I can actually sit back and have fun. I used to play video games, and I used to just sit back most of the time. Heck, my normal stance playing video games is lean back like this and then going. However, with xDefiant, most of the time I can play like this and I can rack up tons of kills. But every once in a while, I get in a match where we used to have to do something called sitting up, and I'd have to lock it in. And now when that happens, it's not because the game is putting me in an impossible match. It just means that I'm actually facing people that are on my skill level that I actually need to try. And it's those matches facing off against those players that make me better at the game. And the truth of the matter is that everybody that is complaining about xDefiant in their lobbies are the exact people that skill-based matchmaking is protecting. But the thing is, skill-based matchmaking is just holding these players back, because the only way that you get better at the game is facing people who are actually better than you and learning from them and trying your hardest to beat them. It's one of the things that used to make online gaming so much fun. Running into people who were better than you, staying in the lobby and trying match after match to beat the guys. Sometimes you become mortal enemies, and then sometimes you'd make friends, but at the end of the day, playing back-to-back against people who are better than you makes you better at the game. And a lot of people say that the only reason people are against skill-based matchmaking is they want to be able to go in and just destroy noobs. And that honestly, to me, has nothing to do with it. It's just I don't want my gameplay controlled by algorithms. I mean, skill-based matchmaking has pretty much ruined gaming for me. I don't want to just sit up, just stay locked in and play the game for so long. I mean, I actually play it less, because if you have to focus that hard and every match is like you're on the main stage of MLG, you can only do that for so long before you start getting burned out. And it just makes me enjoy my time playing these video games less. But don't get me wrong, I do love the competitive challenge. Sometimes I do want to go in there. Sometimes I do want to be locked in and I want to see how far I can go, because I am a competitive player, and at the end of the day, I will always strive to be one of the best. And that's exactly what rank is for, because at that point in time, I'm actually competing in a system where it's visible. It shows everybody how good I am. And that is another thing that I want to achieve. And I know at this point in time, I'm just kind of ranting, but the honest reality is, like, I'm really glad that xDefiant is like this. I have had more fun playing xDefiant in the 3 days that it has been out than I have any Call of Duty in the last 10 years. And I used to play a lot of Call of Duty. I used to love it. It was my favorite game. I'd put on music, zone out, run around, and just go to town. And I just lost the enjoyment over the years because of skill-based matchmaking. So honestly, to me, I think that it is a breath of fresh air, and I think xDefiant is doing great. And I think if people actually just sit there and take the time to play the game, and take the time in these lobbies, and they actually work to get better at the game, and realize that they're not as good as they thought they were, and actually see that as a challenge to progress themselves and get better, then maybe they can actually get to the point where they can just run around and pub stomp people in these games. I don't know. Like I said, I just wanted to rant here. I wanted to add a little bit more detail what I was talking about because it did seem to spark up a conversation within the community. I'm already seeing multiple videos pop up about this, and I wanted to share my thoughts since I'm the one that pretty much sparked the conversation. But as always, I want to know what you think. Have you tried out xDefiant? What do you think? Are you enjoying no skill-based matchmaking? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. You don't have to, but it really helps out the channel. And until then, I'll see you in some xDefiant.